Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the February 21st edition of Carolina Week. The votes are in, and Eve Carson is your new student body president. We'll have a recap of last night's election results.
Could a strange bee disappearance make your food more expensive? I'll have the answer coming up.
In sports, the men's basketball team is set to face NC State again tonight. But what will it take for them to pull out the win?
Weathercaster Johnny O is here with your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
All that and some good old Carolina barbecue.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Adam Rue.
And I'm Jessica Floyd. After lots of campaigning, election season is finally over.
That's right, Jessica. After garnering 55% of the vote, Eve Carson will be next year's student body president. Reporter Jaime Zaya has more about Carson's big night.
After 5 weeks of campaigning, both Eve Carson and Nick Neptune ended up in her newsroom waiting for the official results of the runoff election for student body president. It was a long wait, and after many interviews, Carson and Neptune listened attentively as the Board of Elections announced the winner.
With 3,639 votes, Eve Carson is the student body president of the University.
Right after the announcement, Carson told us that all the hard work finally paid off.
I look at it as the product of a lot of hard work and a really committed team. We put so much work into our ideas, into our research, and into just getting out there as much as possible to connect with students.
Now, from James Allred to Eve Carson, students can count on their new student body president to be as involved in their lives as the former president.
I just want to get as many people involved in student government as will get involved. You're going to see my face around campus, you're going to see my face at your organization meetings. This is going to be a big year for student government, and I think it'll be a really fun year for the school.
Carson promised to begin working on her platform as early as this morning, but last night it was all about celebrating. In Chapel Hill, I'm Jaime Sea, Carolina Week.
Carson will get right to work fulfilling some of her campaign promises, which include improving course registration, increasing wireless connectivity on campus, and starting a big-name speaker series.
It's time to get your dancing shoes out. Dance Marathon starts Friday. Committee members have been working hard to recreate the success of last year's event, which raised more than $200,000. This week, the committee has been finalizing food donations, decorating Fetzer Gym, and getting dancers and moralers excited. Event coordinator Erica Newman says that her favorite part of the Dance Marathon is when families get involved.
Where we bring in families from the hospital who have been helped by Dance Marathon and the For the Kids Fund, and they share their stories, and a lot of times they'll bring their kids as well, and it's just a great way for the dancers to really see how much their money has done that they've raised.
This 24-hour dance party started at UNC in 1999.
Dance Marathon isn't your only opportunity to give back. One Carolina sorority is giving you the chance to run for a good cause. The Zeta Tau Alpha sorority is hosting its 18th annual Franklin 5K run this Saturday. The event raises money for breast cancer research and last year brought in more than $35,000. If you're interested in running, just find the booth in the pit, fill out a registration form, and pay a $12 entry fee. You can also register online. For more information, visit our website, carolinaweek.org. The number of homeless people in the Triangle increased this year, according to a survey taken by local nonprofit and social service groups. The survey counted the number of people sleeping on park benches, in cars, or in abandoned buildings, along with those staying in shelters. This year, the number of homeless people in Wake, Durham, and Orange counties was slightly higher than last year, but still lower than 2 years ago. And in Chapel Hill, officials say this year's shelters were full.
We serve 210 women and children at our women's facility, 603 men in our men's facility. So that's a lot of people.
Experts say they don't have any solid reasons for the changes, but they think the local economy and increasing cost of housing could be factors.
One campus organization is $100 million richer. Reporter Katie Klein spoke to a current scholar and members of the Moorhead Foundation to see how this gift will impact the university.
From teaching English in Thailand, researching AIDS in Tanzania, to studying abroad in Cuba, senior Jonathan McNeil's college experience is far from ordinary, and he almost didn't come to UNC.
I'm from Durham, but I never even really considered going to UNC.
Each year, students who would otherwise attend Ivy League schools come to Chapel Hill instead, as Moorhead scholars.
The allure of the scholarship, the way it offered kind of like a selectivity idea behind it, and in addition, just the numerous opportunities offered.
Yet this year's graduating class is one of the smallest in history. Associate Director Megan Muscati says it's a result of tuition going up, while returns on the Moorhead endowment remain the same. But that has all changed with the announcement of a $100 million gift from the Gordon and Mary Cain Foundation.
It's a little overwhelming.
More money means bringing even more scholars to the university, and in turn, enhancing the school's reputation.
And what this does is give us a chance to give 50% more merit scholarships. It's a great situation because we can really innovate. We can really try to come up with some new ideas.
How the foundation will use all the money is still unclear, but everyone is excited for change and a new name.
We're going to be the last graduating class of Moorhead scholars. Every class after this will be Moorhead Cain scholars.
And McNeil couldn't be happier that he's a Tar Heel.
And I love UNC for the same reason that every other student at UNC does, the sports, the people, the friends, everything else. But in addition, I've had the opportunity to have multiple life-changing experiences.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Katie Klein, Carolina Week.
You know, this is pretty interesting. Moorhead alums are in 24 countries around the world. Current scholars include newly elected student body president Eve Carson and both UNC students who received the Rhodes Scholarship this year.
Well, that $100 million donation is one of the biggest in history, and the money keeps on rolling in to UNC. Earlier today, it was announced that a former School of Public Health professor, Dennis Gillings, just donated $50 million to the school, which pushes the Carolina First fundraising campaign over its $2 billion goal.
Well, the school has gotten 2 major cash infusions in the past week, but coming up, we'll show you why vanishing bees in North Carolina could mean what that can mean, and vanishing money could be going out of your pocket.
Hello. Yes. Can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, it's gone. Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available? Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
Just been rented.
Hello, I am Chen Ling. My name is Khalid bin Ali. I'm Tuan Vo. Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg. I use a wheelchair. It's gone. Not available. All right. Thank you. Yes, hello, my name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Really?
Housing discrimination is illegal. If you think you've been a victim because of your race, color, national origin, sex, religion, disability, or family status, call us. Fair housing. It's not an option. It's the law.
A rash of mysterious disappearances of honeybee colonies has many bee growers scratching their heads, and it might cost you the next time you go to the grocery store. Will Hallman joins us from an apiary in Mebane. Will, what's happening to these bees?
Well, Adam, the bees behind me are dying, and nobody knows why. I talked to commercial bee grower Jeff Lee, and he says that his bee stock has greatly decreased.
And he's not the only one losing bees.
Oh, it's been found in about 25 states. This is a national issue.
Bees are critical for many crops, including apples, blueberries, and cucumbers. Without bees, you wind up with fewer North Carolina fruits and vegetables and higher costs.
At Whole Foods, some of my vegetables come from just 15 miles away, but without bees, they'll have to come from another state.
The transportation cost of food would increase its price, but price isn't the only reason to care about local food. Whole Foods marketing team leader Christine Pardon says local food matters because it benefits the consumer.
You know, helps to build a sense of community, a sense of family, which is important to the Whole Foods company. Also ensures a much fresher quality of products.
The disappearing bees also affect the state economy. If crops can't grow here, North Carolina stands to lose a lot of money. In Mebane, I'm Will Hallman, Carolina Week.
Will, tell me, what usually causes bees to die off like this?
Well, Adam, parasitic mites and disease kill a lot of bees, but have not been proven to be the issue in this rash of bee deaths.
Will Hallman reporting from Mebane. Thanks, Will. Today's Black History Focus takes us to McCorkle Place, the site of the university's Unsung Founders Memorial. The stone monument, sculpted by artist Doho So, is a memorial to all people of color who helped build UNC. Controversy surrounded the memorial when it came to Carolina in 2005. 300 small bronze figurines support a larger table. Some say the monument belittles the people it was meant to exalt. The class of 2002 gave the memorial as a senior gift. Like most towns in the country, Chapel Hill has a history of racial segregation. When the old Chapel Hill Cemetery was the only cemetery in town, a single wall bisected the land, separating whites from blacks. Many of the graves on the black side are marked only with rocks. Graves that do have tombstones often show their age with moss and are weathered and broken. UNC professor Timothy McMillan says the cemetery reminds us that a racial divide still exists.
I think it's really interesting that the graveyard is so typical of America, even in Chapel Hill. If you're buried in the black section, you're black. If you're buried in the white section, you're white. To 2007.
The cemetery was built in 1776. The university took control of it in 1988.
And though the Chapel Hill Cemetery hasn't changed in decades, the landscape of Franklin Street is changing all the time. Reporter Takita Wilkerson has more about the comings and goings of Chapel Hill's most popular road.
Downtown Franklin Street is the northern boundary of UNC's main campus, and every day many students pass by the shops, bars, and restaurants on this street. In the past 2 years, some students have seen more than a few stores. This building was the home of the Gap clothing store. It closed in 2004. And this building housed the Car Drug store that closed in January. And the trend continues as empty spaces remain the talk of the town.
I was about to come here and buy soap, so I'm probably not going to be clean for a couple of weeks.
Can't go anywhere and get cigarettes, except for TJ's, and that's about it.
I have to go all the way across town to go to a CVS or by University Mall to get my other stuff.
It's going to be depressing, the way I see it.
The rugby store, operated by Polo Ralph Lauren, is the latest store that will be closing on Franklin Street. Unlike other closings, Julian's men's store across the street will be filling this space. However, that still leaves one more empty store.
It's just weird, everything moving around. I'm surprised the companies around here don't get so much business, and it seems, I don't know why they would be closing.
Downtown Chapel Hill Partnership says their job is to figure out just that.
We want to update some of our market data that was done actually about 5 years ago so that we can gain a better understanding of exactly how the shifts in the marketplace have affected downtown Chapel Hill.
Downtown Chapel Hill Partnership says it will continue to work with the university and town to ensure that Franklin Street remains the same. In Chapel Hill, this is Takita Wilkerson reporting for Carolina Week.
And it's not all bad news for Franklin Street. The posh Franklin Hotel opened last month, and a Chipotle Mexican grill is set to open at the site of the old Viz Art video in June. This morning, a different sort of bus was lingering at the curb in front of the Student Union. C-SPAN is traveling to the country and turning heads with its Road to the White House tour bus. Curious students popped in to lounge on the red cushioned benches that recently seated political notables like Bill Clinton. C-SPAN representatives also showed clips and answered questions about political programming. The channel is able to run on support from cable television, not the government. The bus will continue circling the country until polls close in November.
Here's an unusual sight outside Memorial Hall: people pitching tents. The crowd was waiting to buy tickets to see Ben Folds perform on March 28th. Many arrived more than 24 hours before tickets went on sale to stake out their spots. Students bundled up for the cold night but stayed occupied by studying and doing crossword puzzles. UNC freshman Matt Harkey was one of the first people in line and says camping out for tickets was a no-brainer.
Things just lined up right. I like Ben Folds, and just being on a college campus, nothing better to do, you know. Schoolwork, who cares about that? Might as well wait outside for a concert.
And now we're joined by weathercaster Jonathan O. And you know, the people sitting outside, it was for them it was chilly, but it certainly wasn't as cold as it's been in the past.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking that, you know, Kayville, you know, over at Duke, it was really cold earlier, but now, you know, it seems like it's warming up over here.
Yeah,
So.
70s in the winter.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, isn't it? But yeah, it is still the middle of February. It's incredible. But some people are already putting their winter clothes away. When we come back, I'll let you know if the shorts and flip-flops are here to stay or if winter jackets will need to make a comeback.
Good 20, we're on it. Let's roll.
In there.
Yeah, we'll handle this, man.
What?
We're ready to be very civil about this.
You never know when a polyp is going to show up. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just get a test from your doctor. Get the test, get the polyp,
Nice surgeon's touch.
get the cure.
Hey, kid, what's shaking? Besides me.
Dad, there's something wrong with the fridge.
What?
Ooh, a snack.
Got energy hogs in your house? Now you have the power to do something about them. Log on to energyhog.org. Because nobody likes an energy hog.
Hey, they got Charlie. Who cares?
Hi, welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm Jonathan O, and I'm going to tell you, it is a wonderful Wednesday. It's not just wishing you a wonderful Wednesday, it is a wonderful Wednesday. Let's take a look at weather headlines. We're seeing beautiful skies outside. We saw a little bit of scattered showers early in the morning, really early in the morning, and mostly to the south of our viewing area. But we're seeing beautiful skies, and the warmth is here to stay. It's going to stay around for the next few days and possibly even into next week. And there's going to be a slight change, though. It's going to be slightly wet on Sunday, but we're talking about just wetness. Temperatures are going to stay warm pretty much for the rest of the weekend. Let's take a look at your national view, and we're seeing that this is the showers that are bringing some rain down to South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. Notice that in our area we just saw a little bit of cloud cover, but not much in terms of rain. If we look at the national view in terms of the surface map, what we're going to see is that there's a cold front that's bringing us a little bit of rain. The green areas indicating that shade of rain. What's going to happen is the next few days the jet stream moves up, warm air is going to occupy our space. And then the next weather maker in terms of slightly lowering temperatures into the mid-50s is this storm system that's going to clip really quickly through the area. And then the next high pressure system behind it will give us really nice conditions for the weekend. And then into Sunday, we'll have another system developing in the Midwest that's going to push its way toward the east. And on Sunday afternoon into the evening hours, we're seeing thunderstorms and showers. So make sure that you take your time outside to enjoy the day, because it's going to be nice outside. Let's take a look at your 4-day forecast. But before we get into the 4-day forecast, I want to share a little thing with you. Weather guys like to talk about their ultimate weather forecast. And so I like to have my shades, and then I like to have my little volleyball outside or any type of sports thing, or get outside, here's some jogging shorts. It's going to be nice this weekend. I'm saying it's going to be really nice. Let's take a look at your 4-day forecast. Look at this. Thursday to Saturday, sunny conditions, partly cloudy skies. The only difference is on Sunday, your temperature 70 degrees. Incredible, right? And it's going to stay like that throughout the rest of the weekend. And then lows will be above freezing. If we look at the beach forecast, again, good for beach volleyball, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperature will be in the 60s and above freezing. If we look at the mountain forecast, not so much. I'm going to urge you to go to the mountains, go to the beach actually, because on the mountains we're going to be seeing thunderstorms on Sunday. But temperatures are going to be decently warm, and so make sure that you take your time outside and enjoy it. Adam Ruhr, I should give this to you and let you enjoy this, because it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend, because the temperatures are going to stay nice and it's going to be good with clear skies.
Well, that certainly sounds good. Those are some nifty shades too, Johnny.
Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny.
We've known for years that pregnant women shouldn't smoke, and researchers might have found another reason why. A new Duke University animal study shows fetal exposure to nicotine can actually increase an offspring's chances of nicotine addiction later in life. Carolina Week's Julia Connors reports.
UNC graduate student Maya Matashvili used to smoke, but both times she found out she was pregnant, she quit smoking that day.
I thought that since I was in charge of somebody else's life, I didn't have I couldn't smoke because it would damage their health.
Most women don't smoke during pregnancy, but 25% do.
To test the effects of nicotine on the fetus, researchers gave the drug to pregnant rats. Their offspring were twice as likely as normal rats to later seek nicotine.
Duke brain researcher Edward Levin led the study.
The takeaway message is even one more reason why women shouldn't smoke during pregnancy. There are alterations in brain function that can continue through the entire life of the offspring.
Levin's study suggests nicotine replacement products, such as gums, nasal sprays, or skin patches, could also harm the fetus.
Say they're on the patch for 24 hours a day, then there would really be no relief for the fetus in terms of being bathed in nicotine.
It's like the warning labels on cigarettes.
Kathy Melvin chairs the National Partnership to help pregnant smokers quit. She cautions the study sample was small, just 11 rats, but says the findings add to our understanding of the danger of smoking while pregnant.
I think the Duke study was very informative because we've been concerned for a long time about the effects of nicotine by itself on fetal development and then on subsequent smoking behavior for women who smoke during pregnancy.
For Matashvili, the study is just one more reason she's glad she stopped smoking when she did. In Chapel Hill, Julia Connors, Carolina Week.
The CDC says women who smoke while they're pregnant could cause health problems for their children, including low birth weight, sudden infant death syndrome, and obesity later in life.
And sportscaster Deshaun Brown is here with us. Hi, Deshaun.
How are you doing?
Great.
Now, Deshaun, not everybody can be a star Carolina athlete, can they?
You're right. It's hard to get playing time here at Carolina.
Yeah.
Coming up in sports, Michael Jordan, Julius Peppers, Rashad McCants. We all know what these superstars did after they left Carolina. But what does the average player do after they graduate? We'll have the answer to that question after the break.
I'd like to pass them back to you now. Very pleased with your work.
She's got the drive, the energy, the heart, and the talent.
Pre-med.
But she wouldn't be here without your help. Please support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Deshaun Brown. There's no doubt Carolina still remembers the loss to hated NC State earlier this month. So what do the Heels need to do to come out on top at home? Last game, the Heels let NC State shoot 76% from the floor in the second half. While now tonight they have to pick it up defensively and put pressure on guys like Courtney Fells. Here he gets the easy layup, and Gavin Grant, who shoots very well from behind the arc. The Heels have to step it up offensively as well. They have to limit those turnovers and keep Rayshawn Terry out of foul trouble. Check this out. Ooh, that could have been dangerous. Last time, Terry came away with only 2 points. The Heels also need Tyler Hansbrough to throw it down like this and be big on the boards. Hansbrough had 24 points last time. Tonight, the Heels hope to be saying goodbye and sending those Packers back home to Raleigh. Everyone keeps up with their favorite college star athletes, with where their college star athletes go after graduation. But as Carolina Week's Sarah Moore reports, many bench warmers seem to be having just as much success.
Ken Cox was a superstar at Goldsboro High School, where his picture still hangs today. But after going from this field to this field, his star status quickly fell. He found himself riding the bench under then head coach Mack Brown. Cox says playing football in college was about more than just the playing time.
Playing football in high school was fun. It was a privilege, but I viewed it more as an opportunity for me to go to college and get an education.
Cox took that education, not his experience on the gridiron, to make a career for himself. Now, at 35, Ken Cox has 5 degrees and is the chairman of the Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders at Radford University. But Cox believes that bench warmers wind up being just as successful as some starters, even if it is in a completely different arena.
One of the most important fundamental lessons that you learn as an athlete, and particularly that I learned while I was at Carolina, was teamwork.
Other non-starters from Cox's team have gone on to become physicians, dentists, research scientists, and national sales managers for major corporations. Even though he never made it to the NFL, Cox appreciates all the lessons he learned in Kenan Stadium.
There's always competition. Competition makes us better.
In Goldsboro, I'm Sarah Moore, Carolina Week Sports.
And guys, with Butch Davis's new recruiting class, it's going to be even harder to get playing time here.
Absolutely. Deshaun, thanks. Okay, Jessica, what is your favorite part about the North Carolina State Fair?
You know, there's so many things to choose from, but I have to say the Carolina barbecue.
I couldn't agree more. And coming up, we'll take you to Raleigh for the National Barbecue Convention. It's making me hungry just thinking about it.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
Hush Puppies, coleslaw, and barbecue, one hearty meal almost every Southerner enjoys. But this isn't an outdoor barbecue. Reporter Jim Carpenter went to the National Barbecue Association's Southeastern Conference to speak with some true professionals of the barbecue business.
4 major regions of quality barbecue. You have Texas, you have Memphis, you have Kansas City, and now the Carolinas. Okay? Carolinas have been called the cradle of barbecue.
North Carolina is synonymous with barbecue. You've got Eastern style and Western style. The Western style is more of a tomato-based. Eastern style is more of a vinegar-based. Everybody has their favorite.
I tend to like a Southern style sauce. It meets you with a sweet. It has to a tang, and then it leaves you with a kiss of heat. It actually took me 3 years to get it here.
But they love my Hush Puppies, all of them do. It's just, you don't get a complete meal out of barbecue unless you got some slaw and maybe some potato salad, maybe some Hush Puppies to go with it. You know, that completes your meal.
Every year they give an award to the woman that they feel has made significant contributions to the world of barbecue. And I was it this year, and I was just amazed, and you know, it was such a humbling experience.
I grew up eating snoot sandwiches. I mean, they're easy to fix, just boil the snot out of them. I get everybody on that one.
A barbecue is something that I use to relax, and I prefer to leave it that way.
It's the last vestige for something slow. Everything's fast, you know, hurry up, give me some faster computer, faster this, faster this. You can't speed barbecue up. It has to be low and slow, and so it's the only holdout. It won't, if it gets fast, it won't be barbecue. It won't taste like barbecue. It won't be any good.
You know, Jessica, that barbecue looked great.
It really did. I mean, I just want some Hush Puppies right now.
I know.
Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks so much for watching. Good night.